All right, guys, I think everybody's ready for my book. I've already published it. However, you know, I'm ready. I've had this calling for many, many years to read my book and do a video on each chapter. So here we go. My book is called You New Verse. And basically, what it means is it's you playing out a new version of yourself. So we are the universe. Everybody's becoming aware of that, which is awesome. And I knew there was going to be the right moment where just enough people have awakened and are ready for my book. And I'm not saying that there's, anything out there. There's nothing out, there is, but this is my version of it. It was a channel that came to me. I did call it forth and it was flowing through me and I was unaware of it. And then I realized, oh my God, this is the book that I asked for. And so here we go. All right. The new verse, the bigger picture, the new verse is the first chapter. On May 13th, 2019, morning, 6 a.m. Chemtrails in California by 9 a.m. I am thinking in a bigger picture. I already did the dishes and pans. I heard so much and felt so much information flow through me this morning that has just completely opened my eyes to a whole new realm of data. I feel like we're all a part of an experiment in a sense, no matter what time is an illusion, just as everything else. We're living in more than one life, and we live in new verses. We could be part of making a game, and wouldn't, and would, wait, basically, I'm saying that we were basically part of making the game, and wouldn't love to play the game they invented or was a part of it, would love to play the game they invented without knowing anything about it. And that's pretty much what we did. We are the millionaires. We are the mad scientists. We are all the lab rats in a way, yay, yeah. So what? We're also the creators of all of us are. We blame others, but we are the others playing out different roles and part of the game. The fact that none of us know where we came from or where we're going, we just don't. You may even remember past lives as I do, but do I know if I came from there or is there a lot missing in between? Which I do believe. I've grown a lot since this, so a lot more knowledge has come through as well. Is it possible we all live life after life playing the game in new verses? Creating more characters daily in your mind with emotions and thoughts. You are creating everything. I mean everything. And on top of all that, you're creating in other places as well as in yourself in all your new verses. Does it ever seem, or should I say feel like trees are waving at you, songs are singing to you, the moon, sun, stars, wind are whispering to you, in some way speaking to you, as well as the clouds, plants, crystals, rocks, stones, etc., the universe? Chapter 2, Infinite Intelligence. If you'd like to know more or you want to buy the book on your own, you can get it with your Kindle Unlimited on Amazon, and it's called Universe. And this one is database. Infinite intelligence is like Google for the entire universe. It's data you have access to. It's all your higher selves holding all the data you've collected. Chapter 2, Infinite Intelligence. And I read that. Sorry, I was going back. Living out and playing other characters and roles. All your other lives along with everybody else. God, Jesus, Buddha, angels, ascending masters, which they don't like to be called that. All spirit guides, all your loved ones, which your spirit guide is just your higher self. That highest version of you that knows all hanging out in heaven. That's one of our spirits that are guiding us. We have multiple, but when everybody says my spirit guide, that's just a higher version of you that you chose to name. And then also we do have other spirit guides on top of our higher self guiding us. if we tune to that frequency. That's just the key. Not everybody tunes to that frequency of their loving higher self and their loving angels and all that jazz. All spirit guides, all your loved ones here and past, all the angels and guides. It's a complete data from past, present, and future. That's infinite intelligence. We have a certain belief patterns that we are born into depending upon what role we are experiencing now. But we have access to all the lives lived and all the angels and guidance, God and all in infinite intelligence. It's information infinity. So it's all the data. Why don't we all access it more? Because we don't believe that it's there. In a sense, we give our power away, thinking that God and all our guides, angels, etc. are not connected to us, are not connected to us, and they're to be worshipped. Our fear, placing them away from us instead of part of us. Now, what I love about this, and is my book, when I put it into the publish, it like took and kind of squished some words together, kind of like making a hashtag type of looking thing. So I was really upset and devastated over that at first. And then as I've read my books, and I've had people call me and like, hey, your book's pretty much messed up. And yeah, that'll probably be fixed later on. But what I learned from it is it made me feel that energy from it more. So when I had to really hone in and focus and separate the words in my mind, I could actually hone in and feel it. So you know how they say there's no accidents. That to me was what it felt like. Of course, people that are not open-minded to that would not feel that. However, the people that are will. I feel like everybody's going to start to be called to this because there's so many people awakening now. Instead of a part of us, I believe they're to be appreciated, loved, honored, and cherished, placed in our hearts and our minds and our soul. They're our best friends, our family, and our companions, helping us on our journey. They're to be spoken to daily in kindness and appreciation, called upon to grow and expand to meet with. We are a part of them just as they are a part of us. We are also a part of each other. Once we all come to know this and accept it, we will all live in a loving world. We will all live in a world living in more harmony, all together knowing that. That's why it's not necessarily, if you can really feel into the energy, it's just the game that recreated, that is actually, the software just got a little virus is really all that happened. And when you break it down to like terms and not the emotional, I guess the emotional distractor and disaster that it's actually brought forth with the game, but it's a breaking away out of that. That's the true essence of what we need to be. So anyways, keep reading this chapter. I hurt others, I hurt myself and my family. The what goes around comes around. Treat others how you like to be treated. It's really that simple. The karma effect, it is really that simple. And is that the end of the game though, or just the beginning? Let's just say that we're all playing a virtual reality game in a physical realm and a non-physical. What if part of the game is to figure that it is a game? What if another part of the game is to figure out how to live abundantly and to then discover so much more on that journey? Then to come to the conclusion that what seems so important isn't really that important, due to it's all just a game of life. And we can't get it wrong, and we'll never get it done, and life is meant to be fun. Chapter 2, Dimensions, Mind, and Emotions. I have felt so much. I felt another part of me wanting this dimension in a dire straits even. I thought it was another lifetime. I now realize it was this one. And I've seen people experience that as well. I was just in another dimension based or due to what emotions I was feeling at whatever the moment. You can literally change your reality instantly with how you allow your emotions to run. That's what dimension you'll be in, go to, and or remain in the same. So it's so funny. My bestie just did a video on this, and it's just so crazy how that just connected. And so pretty much, whatever emotions you run, that dimension you'll go in. That's where you'll be in, and wherever your frequency is. So really, our emotions are a frequency energy, and so that's basically what will happen. Is that's what dimension you'll reside in, is what frequency you're choosing to tune to. So it's all about your emotions in the mind that will run your time-space reality. You have that choice as where to focus your attention towards. What you think and feel will become reality. I know this because I've been doing it more and more in my life. That's why it's an imperative to always be and stay positive and optimistic about every aspect of your life and relationships. If you're upset at someone about something, stop yourself right there and ask yourself, what do I need to be shown here? Why is this triggering me, or what's creating this toxicity within me and this relationship to be the blame? Or just the same, is this a sign to set this relationship free due to its toxicity? Sometimes even if you're struggling, I'm just kind of pausing there. Sometimes if you're like struggling and you're getting triggered by your best friend or your husband or everybody, your mom, who knows, there's something there that could need to be healed, or it's showing you, hey, this relationship is turned toxic and it needs a break. Because sometimes if you're kind of mirroring each other and everything's just kind of bouncing back and forth, and we're not really able to release that toxicity that's obviously gotten created in an energy field here from some sorts or other, it's like you've made that connection with that other person because they're kind of healing and going through the same situation or something similar on the opposite side even. And so you'll kind of be like, we kind of get lost in those emotions and then can spiral. But if we stop ourselves and just kind of stand in our power and be like, what am I meant to be shown here? What is this showing me? What's inside me? What do I need to forgive? What do I need to heal? What do I need to let go of? Or what do I need to address that, address that and stand in my power and that and stick up for myself too? That could be it. So you just have to kind of ask, well, what is that? You will find that when you do this, you're really upset at yourself for tolerating or another situation. You need to pay attention to feel it out, to heal it out. So there could be something that you're tolerating continually, and your higher self is saying, hey, no more tolerating this, and you need to whack, whack, whack. You know what I mean? Always reflect back to yourself and go internally to seek and receive the healing your soul is guiding you to do. Making it a point to blame others is just a distraction from yourself and also making you a toxic person. Don't worry, it's okay. You're not a bad person or anything. Just means you have a baby crying inside of you, and that's our indication of it. Also, if you're in a relationship with toxic person, including narcissists, and you keep tolerating abuse, that's yet another sign a healing is needed within you and the narcissist. You still can recover and heal, and so can the narcissist or any other toxic we come across. You can learn so much about yourself and grow from any and all our lives' experiences, as in life lessons are a blessing. When emotions come up, dig deep into. I've gotten so emotional and upset at situations that happen that can trigger things. It's our job to find out or figure out why and where it comes from, and then from there, forgiving and healing can now take place. And now you've learned where it can go, where it needs to in the trash and step on the gas. If you can't change what you don't acknowledge, if it comes up in the future, you will be able to identify and access the situation and know why it's happened, how you get there and why you manifested it, and can then exactly what to do next. As in, this is no longer serving you. You've already healed from this and are in the process of healing. You can feel the heal each time. It's less than no more triggers, so you're blessed. You can then change due to your acknowledgement. You've got to the root of the problem. We cannot change what we don't acknowledge, as I said earlier. So you are now able to change your dimension to a more understanding of it, all also knowing when to step away from people who are no longer serving you. things that happen to us at a very young age and thereafter really shapes our beliefs that we carry through our lives and relationships. It's our job to change the beliefs that no longer are serving us and find a way to download and give our energy towards the ones that are. You, new verse. And I know that you can't see that. That was chapter 1 through 3. There's false evidence appearing real. There's more chapters. That'll be next, but I think we're good for now. I just read 3 chapters of my book. It's called You New Verse. I published it in, I think, 2019. Or no, I wrote it in 2019. I think I published it in 2020. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. However, if you're interested on more, it pretty much just cracks open everything that you can imagine, and you can read it for free or $9.99. It's not that much. I'll put the link in the video below. Thanks so much. Stay positive, stay powerful, stay true to you and your you new verse.